Hello, everyone, and welcome to our last halftime show of the day. A little way to wind down a little bit after the game that we just saw. It's a good time. It was a good time. We're just relaxing. I feel like we might need a little bit of that whenever Magical's on the broadcast, so...
What's that supposed to mean?
Oh, you're the calmest person I know.
Yeah, that's right.
That's crazy.
Oh, no.
We're still going with this.
It's the joke of the day. Sierra set the tone. I'm following up, following the host, following the lead.
Thank you. So many applauds for our analyst today. I love it. Our halftime segment for this, we're going to end it off with some hot takes.
Oh, God.
A good way to get your thoughts on this series, as well as just not only... Sorry, I have production going crazy. They're in on the jokes just as much as we are. We have hot takes going on. So I asked a bunch of our casters what their hot takes were regarding the series, as well as with proving grounds coming up regarding these two teams. And now we get to rate what they said on a scale to 0 to 5 peppers. You guys ready?
I better be some good ones. That's all I'm saying. I'm looking forward to this.
I think they're kind of mid. I don't think we're really feeling the spice. It's too hot outside. Everyone's trying to cool down a little bit. That's just my opinion.
It is really hot here.
This is my opinion. I think these could be better. All right, to start it off, we are going to get a hot take from Rafa. This one was a little too long to fit in the quote below, so I have to look away and read off a little bit as well. Team Liquid will body C9 Academy so fast this series, the entire squad will be asked to play against the C9 LCS team this Sunday and do it again.
Woo! Woo! All right, Rafa, you know what?
That is spicy.
2 peppers only because of the last part, which will not happen. But, you know, I appreciate the thought. So you get 2 peppers as, well, let's see. Did you write down the timestamp on that last game at Magical? What was it, 26 minutes?
26 minutes, right around there.
Yeah, that's pretty quick.
Yeah. I'll give it 3, just because I feel like Cloud9 might have something. Also, I need to prove to Jack that I'm not drunk and that I will support Cloud9 still. It might have been years since I've been a part of the organization, but you think you can get rid of me? You can't.
See, I'm gonna bring it back down to a 2 for this one, considering what we did just see and how Team Liquid has been so far. Obviously, the second half that wasn't included, it's a little, out there, but it has been a strong performance so far by TL and pretty quick all around. So we'll have to see if they can speedrun their way through the next game or how that's gonna go. Now for our next hot take. And this one is really funny because I gave the kind of outline to everybody, like, okay, about these teams and about PG.
Bro,
and we have a weird series of hot takes now that all kind of align with each other. So we're going to start off with Deserex. Cloud9 making a lower bracket run into finals.
0. That's exactly what I expect to happen, actually.
I don't even expect them to be in the lower bracket that soon for it to really be considered a lower bracket run.
Yeah, that's a 0.
Yeah, that's a 0.
Maybe that's what he meant. Maybe Deserex meant, like, lose very early to run the entire thing.
Yeah.
But I don't see C9 losing that early.
Right.
So,
but then does that make it a hot take? If you don't think that they're going to lose that early for it to be a lower bracket take?
The fact that I don't know what the hot take is contributes to the reason that I'm rating this a 0 for the hot take. So, it's a 0.
Yeah, I'm giving it a 0 too.
All right, a 0.
I'll see you tomorrow,
this might be our first ever 0 pepper rating. I wasn't kidding when I said we kind of got some lukewarm takes today, but at least it gives us the opportunity to kind of discuss these things. I mean, yeah, despite what we're seeing out right now, I definitely also agree that I don't really think they're going to be hitting lower bracket, at least not until later on into the competition. Obviously, depends on how things go, but yeah, it's not looking that great. Deserex, you are... Let's bring some hot takes.
That was the first question asked on First We Feast.
Hold on, I will take some sort of the responsibility for that take. I have been working Eric Ragged with a certain project that we're having hopefully come out tomorrow. I'm not going to spoil anything further than that. But I have been making him do a lot, so his brain's probably not all there when it comes to the hot takes.
I mean, maybe I just scared everyone on the staff from having hotter takes, but I don't know. Maybe.
Well,
maybe,
apparently my hot take that I said in the game was too hot.
Yeah, it was. It was a cap.
All right.
That's
moving
Howard.
on into our next one, because it was a series of 3 hot takes, which were kind of similar enough that it was a little funny. Next one, this one was from you, Cubby, actually. This is a preview of our Proving Ground finals.
Yeah. I can't rate this one. It's up to you two.
All right.
Yeah, I think
it's only up to
it's
me,
what's gonna
Magical.
happen. Yeah.
I'd go with the 2, just because I don't know if it's necessarily going to be our finals, but I would not be too surprised if it was. It's like it's a good take because I think it's got like possibilities of happening, but I don't consider that spicy because I think it's too likely to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's kind of a 1, but I'll give Magical the 2 on the spice for our official grade on it. I don't really think it's the spiciest because I think it definitely could happen. Cubby, I expected a little more from you.
Well, last time I was asked to do this segment, I did say that Shaden would win more LCS MVPs than Blabber. So I definitely did deliver that time, which...
And then
actually
you became a coward.
I still think that can happen. I did become a coward, but you know what? We play the long game, so it's all set.
All right. Well, our next hot take and our last in this little trilogy of hot takes, if that was a preview of our PG finals, then I don't know how this is going to fare for Team Liquid, because Kelsey's hot take was Cloud9 is going to beat Team Liquid in Proving Grounds.
I will give that one a 3, as I could see that happening, but it's not likely. I do think that C9 is one of the few teams that can actually challenge TL. They match in experience, and I think their younger players are freakishly talented in Shaden and Copy. I think that last draft was kind of tough for them to win, especially once they got behind. So hopefully we see a better draft in this game. We can see more of what Kelsey's talking about. I'll give Kelsey a 3 out of respect to our boss, trying to get my paycheck for this week.
Yeah, and this is where I just say I don't care, and I give it a 2.
Okay, well, considering that your reasoning was I don't care, I'm going to side with Cubby on here, and I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5.
Let's pander together, Sierra. Yes.
Yes. I always love making sure the people that sign my paychecks are responsible for that, like me enough to keep me on here. If all of a sudden we see it a lot less of Magical,
that explains
will know
a lot
exactly
for me, then.
why.
Yeah, that explains a lot for me, then.
Yeah, sorry, Magical. It had to be like this. So we're going to be picking on you next for our hot take, because our next hot take, this one going a little bit more player focused, is we have Darshan is the which one is the next? Actually, help me out here.
What did I say? Oh, it's from that game. I'll stick with it.
You know what, Matt Magical? You get a 5. This is where I wish that I almost put in a graphics request for this segment to also have the ability for me to list caps if I think that it's a cap statement. So if it was caps from 1 to 5, I'd give it like 2 caps. But since I can only do peppers, you get a 5. So congrats.
That's a dub.
Congrats on just peppers.
I'll take it. It's a dub.
You're gonna do a 5 because you can't do a cap.
Yeah, just give it a 5. Yeah.
I'm not gonna vote for my own thing.
I'll put my hat on for you.
Oh yes. Thank you, Sierra.
For your cap.
That's a cap take. Yeah.
Yeah. sorry, Magical.
Is that a 5?
It is. Yeah.
I'll take it. It's a dub. It's a win. I won spicy steak.
It's a win?
I can leave. Bye. Bye.
All right. Goodbye.
YOLO.
I think that's the perfect time to just send it into game and just goodbye, Magical. Good luck. I'm kidding. I wouldn't do that to you, Magical. I'm a little mean to you, but not quite that mean.
You wouldn't do that to Cubby because that would put him on
You're
the
right.
spot.
I would never. I think I'd be doing it as a favor to Cubby, though, to just send it off into Champ Select.
We're like the 2 angels on Sierra's shoulder. You'll just have to guess which one of us is good or bad. Sometimes it switches.
I feel like we already
which
know
one's
who
dressed
the
in a
devil
red
is.
smoke jacket.
That takes away the fun for the viewers to figure it out, man. Magical.
I think they know. I
don't think that, regardless of whatever I wore, I think they'd know.
Okay, good. Well done.
All right,
well done.
we have strayed so far from League of Legends. Let's dial this back a little bit. Champ Select is ready. The viewers are rejoicing, I'm sure, at this point. I'll catch you two later.
I'll catch you later after this game, and I want to see how Cloud9 can bounce back and get an even series, because last time these two teams faced off, it was a 1-1 record they both had against one another. And so when we get into this draft, we still see that Talia, pretty much the permanent ban that we always will have towards Shaden. But Trundle is taken off the table pretty early on, which to me indicates that you want to get Poppy first pick.
Yeah, I really like the Talia ban, as not only does it attack Shaden, but also Copy has shown that he can play it. And the win rate for Talia in Academy, it's been pretty high. Like Talia in our league is sitting 19-3 overall. So yeah, that's pretty filthy. I always like seeing that ban out of TL, as TL again taking away some of those hyper carries from King, as I think Destiny has been playing a lot of the Enchantresses to help support King. It's been a really good system for C9 as they can find engage in their solo lanes oftentimes. So King's really been a big carry for this team. And you can see TL worried about that Jinx, not wanting him to have his hands on that. We'll see if it's a Zeri ban here too, as a lot of marksman bans have gone down early.
Yeah, and there's the Poppy ban to round it out. The one thing that I was kind of pointing at that Cloud9 were setting themselves up for with the Trundle ban. Now, as you talked about, I'm expecting to see either Yuumi or Zeri picked up by King or Destiny, just to deny that from Yon.
B1 Yuumi, you might be like, Cubby, you're trolling, but C9 has done it in Academy, and even on this patch when Yuumi has seen some nerfs. So we will see what the choice is for C9. I'm not expecting a Lilia. Instead, it's actually going to be a Lucian. So taking away the Callisto Felios, those are two of the more common matchups that we see into Lucian. This is King's most played this split. He's 7-1 on the champion. Really like seeing him and Destiny return to something that's given them a lot of success and take away some of the picks that can counter it. Now, one thing that is good for TL, Lulu is still up. Lulu can neutralize Nami in this matchup. That is one of the more common matchups we see, is Lulu plus Aphelios into Lucian Nami. You just kind of use the guns to control it, Lulu to neutralize. We'll see if that ends up being an option here for TL. But at the moment, they see Poppy taken off the board. They say it's Wukong time. It's going to be the pick for Armeo.
Which isn't too surprising with Poppy and Trundle both being banned. Expected that to be the follow-up. Even though on any other series, that would not be the follow-up. It would be the Wukong Viego that we'd expect most likely. We see Wukong here finally getting through because Poppy, Trundle are banned. And then Senna is picked up by either Yon or Ayla, dependent. As we've seen before, Yon has played that Yasuo with Ayla on Senna.
Yon is yet to play Senna this split. So this is a curious pickup for me, knowing that, TK is an option. But I want to see where C9 goes from here. I'm expecting a Nami and a Viego. If they want to lock in an early solo laner, maybe they blind Gnar now to force TL to make a choice whether or not they're going to take the TK or something like Yasuo or match the Gnar pick. So that is the curveball that C9 could throw at them. The safe pick for me would be Viego for Shade.
I was about to say, I feel like Viego just sounds a lot better, because then you're opening yourself up to get counterpicked, and Gnar, we know Bradley can play those majors top lane. The Sylas is something that we've seen him pilot really well.
Sylas is up.
Exactly. Oh, but not either of them.
Well,
we see Fiora.
I was close with blinding a top laner. It's just not the Gnar, it's the Fiora. And so that Yasuo being locked in instantly, that's going to be in the hands of Yon most likely. There are already knockups. We could see that flexed. Harry's Yasuo is fantastic, so this is a flexible pick for TL. I'm expecting C9 take away a couple of the matchups that Fiora doesn't like in the top side. Ranged champions is where she struggles. And then still Sylas, I got to say there are no good Sylas ults on the table. So we'll end up seeing if Sylas is a factor. It is Copy's namesake as a champion, and his Sylas is ridiculous. If you watched C9's games yesterday, you will know how good Copy's Sylas is. I think it was 8-1-6 at the 15-minute mark of C9's first game yesterday.
I'd have to double check my notes, but I feel like that's right. We have a couple of Sylas players that are just absolutely outstanding. Copy being one of them, Jimian being another one. We just know these players can play that champion so well. And
Bradley too.
Bradley has the flexibility into the top lane that I mentioned before, having been a former mid lane player, swapping into the top lane, and playing very well. Where a lot of people kind of were critical of him at the beginning of spring. The growth he's had as a player, he is now one of my top prospects for top lane. It just, even compared to the likes of Darshan or Tenacity.
Bradley's been playing really well, especially in the back half of that split. And Bradley tweeted the other day, like, hey, I'm going hard for the rest of the split. We actually did some content with TL that's not out yet, but when we sent some of our guys over, it was an off day. Bradley was the only person that was grinding on that off day that everyone had, in the facility at least. So Bradley's really taking things seriously back half of the split. Love to see that, as I will say Senna Zeri could be a fascinating lane.
It would be
Instead, it will be Bradley's GP to answer the Fiora. It's worth highlighting, guys, because Bradley on Gangplank, 15-1 in his career on this champion, 5-1 this split. But it is an instant response from C9. They see some dive from TL. That's the Swain for Copy, and I got to say, I really like Swain here.
I do too, because when you look at the damage source that you have from Team Liquid, where's the burst? You're not going to really be able to pop a Swain beforehand.
They have burst, but if it's not onto the Swain, they're in trouble. So I think it forces TL to focus on Swain, because you can burst with Wukong, Yasuo, and GP. And then it's Zac for Shaden. So another Zac and a Wukong matchup being taken here.
Which is surprising to me, because historically it was always the other way around, where you'd want to pick the Wukong into Zac, because when you use Cyclone, you can stop that Elastic Slingshot. But we've also seen how powerful that can be as a scaling tool, something that can get powerful in the later stages of the game. And Cassiopeia for Harry. Man, Dirty Harry is here to sling some weapons.
Well, I mean, I feel like the Harry Poggers in the Chamber of Secrets is pretty true now, because he's busting out the Basilics on the Rift to take down the Swain and the Zac.
You're right.
So
he's Harry Poggers in this one.
Yeah, we'll see if it. Well, I mean, to be fair, Harry did slay the snake, but we're trying to make it work here. It's Chamber of Secrets for Harry. Cassiopeia, always something he's willing to bust out of the chamber, as it was his pick into Ryze historically. Can play into Swain. The ground's gonna be pretty good this game, and also Zac, when he has that Elastic Slingshot in, you can cast the Petrify before he lands to really make it hard for Shaden to find good engages on the Zac. So I think for C9, they have to be careful not to overcommit to Cassiopeia, because the damage that she can pump out is ridiculous. So we'll see if C9 can manage that in this game. But what I like is they have stronger lanes, and that was a big problem in the last game. TL really were able to run them with some strong lanes and the Poppy. This time, C9 can compete in the laning phase with this draft. I think it's a much better setup going into TL, because if you get behind against TL, we've seen what they can do.
And I'm really curious to see if C9 dishes out the dirt that Harry did before when he was on Swain, where they get this early lead for Copy where he is just unstoppable. No one can even touch him.
Yeah, like Swain is a champion where if you get ahead and you don't have the damage to deal with it, you can just destroy a game off that. I think TL does have some tools. That GP peel will be good. Cassiopeia can keep Swain at a distance as well. So really on the soul laners again for TL to step up in this game. Make sure it's a 2-0 against C9.
2-0 for Team Liquid, or a 1-1 for Cloud9, as we get on to the Rift in our final game of the day, our penultimate day as well for the regular season. Team Liquid Academy are strong contenders for the #1 team, with the reigning champions of Proving Grounds, with C9 being a team that looks to compete with the best.
All right, couple interesting things so far. First off, Copy. You have some options for Keystones on the Swain. It is Conqueror for both of our mid laners, but Harry has Ghost. So Harry can chase down Copy as long as he does have the mana. And also, it's Lethal Tempo for both of our bot laners here. I haven't seen Lethal Tempo Senna. Usually we see Fleet now, as there's a slow on the queue, but this means that level 1 all in, if TL are able to find C9, it's very powerful and very much in favor of the Senna lane.
That's where we'll have to wait for that, when it's the level 1s, when everyone starts grouping into the bot lane. Because I expect to see some fireworks right out of the gate, so fighting for that level 2 dominance.
We're going to see Zac solo start a camp on the Raptors. We saw Armeo do this last game. I really like solo starting non-buff camps, because that if you are able to get to them when they respawn, you get a lot more experience from the second spawn of camps. So I really like when junglers prioritize those early, rotate them out if they are looking to full clear. I expect Shaden to go for a very camp-heavy clear early, get levels on Zac, and get him to the later stages where Zac is so hard to deal with.
Zac is something that is incredibly difficult to deal with, even in the early stages of the game, which is why you're not seeing Armeo go for any control like we kind of saw in the previous series, where it was the Kaden getting a little bit of control pushed onto him by Dignitas. But not by Dignitas, by CLG. But still, at the very end, he was able to scale up into the game and be a menace. Here, in this game, Armeo a controlled jungle extraordinaire. He's playing it very calmly, and I'm waiting to see if he even looks for anything or just a full clear.
Well, at the moment, Shaden, he's going Raptors to Krugs. Again, really like this for our Zach. As if he's able to get back to those camps when they spawn, could be big. But Armeo, he's already done 3 camps. He's actually walking to try and find Zach. Never mind, walking to try and find the Swain.
Coffee.
Big gank mid.
Yeah, they look for him. They got the damage on top of Coffee. He's holding onto his flash as best he can, but the fact that you said that staggering blow did not connect, he's out of there.
Oh, no, it was the Q from the Cassiopeia.
Oh, was it?
Wasn't able to get the move speed to chase and try and get the Swain, get the flash. So Copy holding strong, really like the discipline out of Copy there to make sure that he saves his summoner spell.
Yeah, holds on to it the entire time. Didn't feel too threatened. Good sidesteps, and now we look at Cloud9. It's kind of the reverse of last game, where last game they kind of were struggling in their lanes from top to bot. This time around, almost every one of their lanes is in a great state.
Shaden can't get this crab, though. Yeah, he's going to spot out Armeo and just leash the blue and Gromp together. So good stuff from Armeo. As it's a 4 camp with the gank mid. Shaden on the Zac, just trying to scale up the best he can as King.
A lot of damage onto Yon. Already make sure that wind wall is gone. I almost forgot the name of it because I hate that ability. But it's still good stuff from King and Destiny to try to fight as early as possible, where we're kind of looking at the lethal tempos for both Yon and Ayla and what they could do level 1, level 2. Well, it seems that it wasn't much.
It's a very strong lane here for the side of C9 bot as Darshan. Bradley playing with a bit of fire.
Yeah, but it's also
Shaden's
Bradley
here.
On Gangplank. One of his best champions we've seen in his entire career. Could flash away, but doesn't even bother. He waits until afterwards to escape from Shaden.
Fancy use of the orange into the W. Now Armeo's here. That's no parry for Darshan. He could go down.
But Bradley's a bit low with no mana. It would still be risky for Armeo to try to go for this with the crowd control Shaden can provide on Zac.
Respect being shown early by TL. That's an exhausting to a W.
Nice
flash netted.
Though.
Nice combo by Yon and Ayla.
It was really good, and it was a good flash from King to get out of there, because it could have been devastating with the exhaust that you're calling out. Now Shaden.
Wow.
It does flash, get the flash out of Armeo in topside.
So the one really nice part about this matchup for Zac and the Wukong is that the stretching strike, if Wukong does decoy, you can just cue the decoy and then flash follow to chase the Wukong. There, I think we saw Shaden get the Q onto the actual Wukong, pull it back to the decoy. If you can land that skill shot, that's what got the flash out of Armeo. Classic slingshot connection as well. Really nice from Shaden, as that's a summoner spell netted. And honestly, a lead for C9 on the top side, as Darshan up CS and has gotten the flashes out of both the top laner and the jungler of TL.
We now go to the bot lane again, where King and Destiny had the initial control from levels 1 through 3. Then afterwards, Yon and Ayla have been able to wrestle that control back towards their side. They even got the summoners out of King completely.
Now, Armeo and Shaden here again. We were asking for Shaden to really match and step up to the occasion against Armeo as each jungler spots each other.
They both know they're there. Neither want to relent the pressure. Flash in from Yon, but now with Shaden picking up first blood for Destiny, Ayla is on the run. He should be chased down. Shaden, perfect elastic slingshot to set up the team and even getting a kill underneath the turret.
And now Darshan can chase Bradley. He has 6.
Bradley, he's got the grand challenge laid out on him. Tries to heal up with some origins, but he's not okay. He's not okay. He's not okay.
And that bot play, for me, was so surprising for TL because I think Armeo spotted Zac on the sweeper. I saw Zac flash red, but they go for the play anyway, and Shaden's there to answer. And Shaden's matching our control jungle King of Academy early as this rookie, stepping up big in the series, man. Magical.
This is honestly a great showing from a pretty devastating Game 1 loss, where Team Liquid firmly in control nearly at every stage of the game, running that map and playing it slow and methodically. Here, Cloud9, especially Shaden, this play, knowing Armeo's there, but seeing that Yon goes too quick without him.
I got to go back and check out. I'm pretty sure that Armeo spotted Shaden on a sweeper. And they still went for this play. We didn't see it in the replay with the vision toggle, but that's a That's a big thing. I'm getting confirmation from our producers that Armeo did see him. So I'm, again, very surprised that TL went for that play, knowing that Shaden was there, as that is an overcommit, and Shaden punishes.
It's a great punish from Cloud9.
It's huge.
Plus, they got the solo kill in top lane for Darshan, killing the solo kill king himself.
And now C9, this game is going so well for them, Mad Magical. They're up 2k gold. They have some scaling options as well, as Zac will be tough to deal with later. Still think the later parts of the game, if you go very, very late, TL can win. They just need enough damage to pump through the Swain. But that's going to be really hard to do for a long time now. Down 2k gold. The map is C9's. We're going to have to see what they can do with it.
Did we not see Cloud9 try to draft that kind of composition last time and not even get it towards their stages with the bot lane play again from Shaden? Ayla is gone, and Yawn, he'll be dragged back into the fight. No, he won't. He'll be able to survive, but they already got the play working out too well out of Shaden.
Killbot can transition that into the Dragon if they wish, and C9 just running with the summoner spells they have taken down, and this is where Zac is really good. The Elastic Slingshot, the range on this ability, if flashes are down, you cannot deal with it early as Poppy.
Oh, that was looking rough for you, my dude.
Harry stepping up this game, knows that his top and bot lane are behind. Harry feeling like he has to make a play, does net the flash out of Copy. That's no TP for Copy either. So Harry gets himself an advantage with that counter pick, that last pick of the game. And if anyone's going to carry TL this game, Mad Magical, it sure as hell is looking like it has to be Harry. And if you talk to anyone in the TL camp, who deserves more credit for our success as a team, every single person on TL will say Harry. Harry does not get enough credit. This guy is so good as a mid laner. Big part of the reason that TL, this lane dominant style, they're able to execute is Harry is always ahead of lane mid. He's the best laning mid that we have in the league. Stepping up this game against Copy. We'll see if Harry can step up in the later stages of the game as well.
There is a reason why the entire team has nicknamed him Haza. Whenever he pops up, that's what they go. They go Big Haza stepping up in the house, taking this victory for us. They have a lot of respect for this mid laner on Team Liquid. And if anyone's up to the task of climbing back into this game, it will be Harry. At the moment, he is doing a good job of fighting against Copy with the one lane that is winning for Team Liquid.
And he has such a critical role because the ground can be very powerful against the likes of Fiora and Lucian. That Petrifying Gaze can neutralize a Zac engage too. So I think it's really important that Harry is on point this game. He's been good in the lane phase so far. See if Harry can continue to step up and scale throughout this one. On his Cassiopeia. Reaching deep into his pocket for this one.
But it is also about translating that elsewhere. Armeo, he might not be as impactful on the map or as active as Shaden is currently.
No
but he still looks for plays like this on a Copy, but with the Demonic Ascension and a nice Petrifying Gaze, it will be a trade of 1-for-1 with Destiny now flashing away. They've got the damage, the snipe is not enough out of Ayla.
That was a really good flash from Destiny, saved his life under the turret as the root did connect, but Harry hyping him up as someone that has to carry this game. It's a 1-for-1 trade. That's big that Copy was able to trade it back, but good to see them playing through Harry, realizing that he's the point of strength on the map, but that's an even trade, and he burned both of his summoner spells. I want to see Shaden go attack that mid lane. Go try and get Copy back into this one while Cassiopeia doesn't have access to that Ghost or Flash.
I agree, and we take a look at this replay. It is a well-timed play from Armeo, understanding they got to get Copy now.
I mean, it's a better time play from Destiny, as Destiny's the reason they were able to trade 1-for-1. That was massive that Destiny was able to help out mid, have that hover match the roam from Ayla, as these two Oceanic supports that go way back have played against each other in finals in the region, meeting here as the top two teams in Academy. Good to see them going back and forth a little bit.
And where game one was heavily favored to Ayla, really bringing the tour de force into that game. Here is Destiny answering back, saying there's a reason why we had won the OPL finals against you. I am the support that you have to keep your eyes on because I am here to win just as much as you are.
Shaden still looking to attack his bot lane. Senna's so squishy.
Flash, though. Nice knockup comes in from Yawn, blocking the bubble, too. Make sure that the disengage is there for Team Liquid.
I love that from Shaden again on the sack. You can punish so hard, and now Windwall's down. They can look to pepper the bot lane of TL as they force them off. Shaden's been so active this game on Zac, staying even against the Wukong, getting flashes everywhere. As this pick, again, if you get it out of the first few levels, you can get so strong throughout the game. Shaden's really cashing in on it.
Well, here he is in the mid lane, looking to punish Harry as they got the Rift Herald charge into the tower. And now he takes a lot of damage, but they try to see if they can turn it around onto Harry. Still the passive is up for Shaden. That's why they don't focus on him. They focus on Copy instead because they understood.
And that Petrifying Gaze, when you jump into Cassiopeia like that, you get a freebie. Harry, Armeo cash in on it, turn that around against C9, and that's a big point of strength because that mid lane tower could now fall in favor of TL. That would be first brick and would even up the gold deficit.
Now Bradley's fighting against Darshan to the top lane, but I think he understands what's happening. He'll flash away, burning. He's got Corrupting Punch, but it's not enough to save his life. Another solo kill for Darshan, but look at where Harry and Armeo are. They're here for the play. They want to answer. They want to make sure that it's not all falling to the side lane. Split push a Fiora can provide, but Darshan is the Presidente for a reason, or is he? Harry poggers in the Chamber of Death as he takes down Darshan.
Oh, he couldn't get through the ground as Darshan not able to get that last auto onto Armeo. Another kill goes over to the pockets of Harry. 102 on the Cassiopeia. Didn't get first brick mid, but saved the top lane. That's a big wave. He's going to be able to get in. And Harry, we were asking for him to be the big carry in this game. He's really stepping up as now Shaden trying to match it.
Should be able to return.
There's a lot of healing if
There
Conqueror.
it is. Does no Conqueror, not in time. It's shut down in a killing spree for Shaden. While Bradley, despite having died in the top lane solo twice, Darshan was able to knock down that tier 1 mid.
Another good moment, though, from the jungler of C9. And this is big for C9. One of the reasons that we really feel like this is the team that could challenge TL come PG is this jungle support duo. Their ability to work together. They're going up against Armeo and Awa, the best jungle support duo that we have when it comes to controlling the map, controlling the pace of the game. They're matching and beating them in this one, Matt Match.
Bradley is struggling against Darshan on Fiora here. Without flash, there's a shield that could have saved him. He was still alive. No way! Bradley! How does the kid do it?
Well, with some help from Awa downtown, the Senna ult was massive for Bradley. He takes down the President. And he's going to be able to crash that wave, and things for C9 in the past couple minutes. This gold lead has gone to the wayside. TL are playing the way back in. His Copy's going to get attacked again.
It started with Harry playing the lane well and then getting Armeo ahead, who then made sure that Bradley got some gold as well so they can continue to push the issue in all these lanes. The only one they need to now save is this bot lane as Ayla gets found out by Shaden. Looking to see if they can get the pull back in with the stretching strike, but nice flash coming in from Shaden, but Armeo on the hunt. The last clean shot gets a little bit of distance, but with red buff burning, the Bloblet will be popped. Yon can execute the kill for himself, but they give more. Shut down gold over to Harry.
The sidesteps from Awa made that play happen for TL. He dodged out in the elastic slingshot. Shaden wasn't able to find the stretching strike either. Awa, big play from the Senna. Again, no flash, no heal. Just right clicks was able to get around that from Shaden. And TL continue to turn this game back in their favor.
And as I said it, they got the play to work out for their bot lane to get them back into the game. Even if it isn't all the gold necessary and they didn't give it to Yon, they're still in a far better position than they were prior to the fight.
Still big. Cloud Soul spawning. That's good for TL. Weaker Soul as the team that I think has the better later game, late stage game, end game scenario. There it is.
There you go.
Yeah, I think it's a good draw here for the side of TL. The one saving grace, though, for C9 as this game goes on is going to be Darshan on this side then.
Yes.
As Bradley able to escape that time, but Darshan on this Fiora can be a massive split pusher that can break the game plan of TL, really force them into some bad positions as this game moves on. I think it's important that C9 gets the second Herald, is able to take down a couple turrets and try and free up Darshan. Get him in the long lane where there are turrets gone. Let Darshan try and push for these inners. It's big gold injections for your team, for Darshan as an individual, and Fiora. That's going to be what breaks TL's game plan moving forward.
Fiora is always powerful, especially in El Presidente's hands. Some good fallback play for C9 to rely on. But then we shift our attention over to Team Liquid, and I have to ask, is it going to really matter if you can help Darshan in these side lanes when you have to then contend against Harry in those side lanes?
I think Darshan, it's tough, but I would still... Darshan wants the GP matchup. If he has the GP matchup, he's good to go. The Harry one will be tough, and Harry can't mash in the later stages of the game bot because Harry doesn't have TP. So Harry's going to be forced to stick around the Baron pit. So that is one way that C9 can try and stretch out this game and stall things out as we move on. C9 still in a pretty decent position here. I think really good thing for them. I mean, it is Lucian Nami, and King is off to a good start. No brick was put in his pocket, but a lot of CS and gold, a little bit of experience advantage on the Yawn as well. Will be good for Lucian moving forward.
And I like that play. Coffee being one of the members on C9 that has been struggling into this matchup against Harry. They gift him the turret gold in bot lane so he can get a little bit back into the game, because when Swain is ahead, he is nigh unkillable. He is unstoppable. When he's behind, that's where you kind of feel useless.
I gotta say,
you feel useless on any champion that falls behind.
I mean, yeah, that's fair. I gotta say, I copy this Everfrost Zanya's build on Swain. I'm not in love with it. I really like the Andres. I know it's not a ton of health stackers, and there is some dive to deal with, but I think you have enough to deter the dive if you are C9, just given you have Nami Zac. And Everfrost Zanya's is a bit lower on the damage spectrum, so Swain, less damage, but trying to sustain throughout the fight. Whereas
Bradley gets spotted out by Shaden. What a call there from Shaden, understanding that he was running away. The cannon barrage will only be used to get the wave, which is respectable when you realize you're dead.
Zac, later stages of the game, level 5 elastic slingshot. That range is disgusting, and Shaden was able to find the angle. We got to be careful, though, because King, C9, they're trying to rotate top to play for this inner. And TL are kind of stuck in their topside jungle. As C9 going to call off the play. But Darshan will be able to crash this wave as TL able to sneak on up. But a good moment from C9, keeping this game close. And 20 minutes into the game, almost Mad Magical. Baron's about to spawn. That gold graph, it's dead set even.
Very different from our previous game between these two, where it was Team Liquid all the way. At this point of the game, they were already knocking on the inhibitor doors to try to see if they can bust into the base of Cloud9. This time around, dead even on gold, dead even on Dragon. And when we look at who's got most of the gold on each of the teams, it's really fascinating to see. It's not necessarily just the carries that have all the gold for C9. It's more spread apart.
Yeah, but the big one for TL again is Harry. Harry's at 3 items? Oh my god.
Dude,
we are 20 minutes into the game.
He has 3,000 gold over Coffee.
Oh my god. Okay, well, all eyes on Harry. He has both summoner spells up and 3 items. Harry needs to pop off in this dragon fight. All eyes have to be on Harry for both teams. If Harry stays alive, the damage, the DPS from Cassio will be too much to deal with. If not...
Ice Splash.
Ooh. Close from Yawn. That is one other way to cancel Zac, by the way, is the Yasuo 3rd Q. The NATO could help as TP comes in from Darshan.
That's Darshan. Copy. Gonna walk his way into this fight. Strategic Strikes has been blocked by the wind wall as Darshan is still hunting in the backline, looking for a flank angle with TP committed by Bradley. There is a fight around this dragon. They popped the Rift Herald in mid lane, but it should go over to Team Liquid. They got way too much damage onto this, and they've already controlled their Shaden, not stealing it away, and now he's going to be the focus for Team Liquid, isn't it? With the fact that he's in Bloblets, the rest of Cloud9 just forfeit their jungler.
It's a one-way trip for Shaden, but Calvi at least is able to take 2 turrets in favor of C9, so... It's not all bad. It didn't look great. One thing I do like from TL, by TPing Bradley into the middle of the river, they guarantee a front to back. It didn't give C9 the time to set up to get Darshan on some sort of flanker angle. As Harry's popped the Ghost.
Looking for the fight. Bubble to distract. Nice use of Evercross as well. While Darshan says, hey, I found a monkey in the jungle. I don't think he belongs anywhere near this.
You'd be right, as Darshan does lose out on the red buff. Armeo taking that away. Well worth it to the side of TL. TL, second dragon in their name as well. And Harry keeps on farming up. I gotta say, I'm really scared of, like, when it comes to the ways that C9 can deal with this Cassiopeia, it feels like Harry's getting so far ahead of the power curve that there really isn't a way that C9 can do it. I think it's really gonna depend, honestly, on King and Destiny. That's the only tools they have to outrange Cassiopeia. Again, if you are in range of Cass, you can pump out damage like no one else, but let's see how Copy King Destiny are able to control Cassio throughout this game, because a big tidal wave. Oh,
petrifying gauge.
Good night.
Oh man, look at how much damage Copy took. Yep. Night, Sweet Prince. Even if you try to fight it back against Harry just is way too strong at the moment.
He is huge on this Cass, and again, if Lucian Nami cannot deal with Cassiopeia, cannot kite it out, Harry will run rampant in these fights. The DPS from Cass, how far ahead he is on the power curve. If he cannot die, everyone on C9 will die in return. So the fact that TL are prioritizing Harry, look at how they're covering him. Armeo, Ayla, know how important Harry is to their chances to win this game. I love they're putting every single resource, every single hover into making sure that Harry's okay.
Big Haza, they are playing around him, the unsung hero of many games for Team Liquid, where everyone else is taking the praise. But here, he really is taking the spotlight, and he is living in it.
And for the side of C9, I think Darshan just needs to find the GP lane. And wherever Darshan goes. So Darshan showing top. They will actually send Bradley to match. This is where things can get difficult for the side of TL, as TL only has one TP. Bradley does not have that TP available. So playing bot waves tough. Copy has TP. He can show there. Harry will have a tough time farming that bot wave as this game goes on. So I really want C9 to put Darshan down there. I know he doesn't have TP up yet, but I feel like Darshan rage splitting bot might be the answer for TL. It would guarantee, or C9, it would guarantee that TL will have to match with Bradley.
And this game, we talked about it in the hot takes, there's a potential game that we will see in Proving Grounds. I wouldn't be surprised if we see it even in the winner bracket finals. That's how likely these two teams are to completely step up in Proving Grounds. And for Cloud9's sake, if they can tie up the series at 1 apiece, that is a good sign of things to come for them in the Proving Grounds. Is how tight when we switch over to best of 3s, best of 5s. They might be able to take down Team Liquid. And Darshan looking for Bradley with Shaden on the other side, but now they got a shield from Ayla, and Armeo is here. Destiny is on the other side of the wall, but Bradley will walk away from the battle.
And with that play going to the wayside, this does allow Harry to show bot, eat that wave, match Copy, which we've seen be a very good matchup for TL. Now Harry doesn't have TP. C9, if they are able to replicate a play like that, I'm curious with Harry showing bot if they would fully send it for a Baron. That is one way where you can get a fight without Cassio. That's why it's dangerous for Harry to show bot. That's why Harry's not going to shove an extra wave down there. He doesn't want to get caught out. Doesn't see anyone else on the map and knows that he doesn't have TP. So he's going to wait a bit for people to show before he shows.
But there is some time. There is some time left until that dragon spawns, and he is hanging around that area feeling that that's the point of attack for Cloud9.
I mean, Baron could be the next issue, as I will say at the moment, C9, they do have mid-priority, so they were able to secure control over this bot side river. That is their choice at the moment. We will see if TL throws in a reset here for Harry. We'll take the Gromp. That should be enough for either a Demonic or Rylai's. I would kind of love Rylai's this game. Just kite out Swain, kite out Zac, kite out Fiora. I think that's the move, and that will be the selection for Harry. So these Qs land. I mean, Cassiopeia can chase now. It's tough. That's one way to really close the range gap I was talking about, and it puts an even bigger emphasis on King and Destiny, utilizing the tools, the range they have to try and deal with Harry, because they're the only people that outrange him.
There's no escaping from the snake pit this time around, and with the tornado connecting on Destiny, I thought there might be a little bit more. Copy still pushing in the bot lane, but here comes the TP from Bradley into the mid lane to be able to rejoin with the team, as Armeo was able to get the flash out of Destiny. Now he's in a little bit of trouble. Took a lot of damage there from King and Darshan, but now they got the miasma put down, but it won't be able to split up the fight like it did previously. Ooh. Team Liquid had to wait for the cooldown.
They did get the Banshees off of Harry. That's big. Armeo is at half. That's not bad for C9. It's going to be enough for them to actually start this up. Harry's still a big problem, has both summoner spells. All eyes on Harry this fight. If C9 cannot deal with them, they will get ran.
Looking at Harry, but I'm also looking at Darshan, and Shaden gets picked up, and he's now in the bloblet form with Coffee getting a little bit of damage. Darshan dived into the back line, but they got to get Harry. That's the one that they had to kill, and they couldn't do so. And
he's
with
full
all
health.
This damage, he is full health. He is running, chasing down King. He flashed away from the damage, but he's got enough to continue to slow down a killing spree for Harry. Harry, Big Haza steps up on Cassio.
And digging deep, the Chamber of Secrets is not too friendly to C9. It's the House of Harry Poggers, baby. He's been popping off in this game. We're going to take a second look. Again, Harry, he's so big in the game. He has 4 items for this dragon fight. If you cannot deal with him, if you cannot get on him, He will run the fight. The tidal wave was not able to be capitalized on by C9. Despite the knockup, despite some CC connecting with Harry, it's not enough to even get his health bar below half as Harry with the Ghost, with the Flash, destroys C9 in this fight as TL are looking to put together a comeback victory for Game 2.
It looked like it was potential, but then we realized that Harry Poggers, as you talked about, he is way too difficult to deal with on this Cassiopeia. 5, 1, and 5 has gotten 4 completed items, is working towards his 5th.
Man, what a game for Harry. I think that Harry, again, someone, you look at this team, the 3 contracts that are expiring, it's Harry, Yon, Ayla. Everyone always talks about Yon, Ayla. Rightfully so. They are the best bot lane that we have in Academy, but Harry, his ability to lane as a mid laner, his ability to play a counter pick like this, win the lane single-handedly, and then carry it throughout a game. Harry's someone that we're excited about too. Someone that everyone on TL, again, feels like he deserves more credit for this team's success. Well, Harry, you're getting all of it in this one because you've been carrying like no one else. See if you can continue as, again, Darshan, Fiora in the side lane is what can help C9 as this game moves on.
Nice use of both the barrels from Bradley and the parry from Darshan to mitigate the fight for now. Going back to what you're talking about, with how big Harry is in these fights, it's looking dire for Cloud9. They still have ways to utilize. If they can get a good flank, if they can get Shaden on top of Harry, they could win. But when Harry's the one flanking you and you're the one caught out flashing away, that's not the look you want. So now Harry using Petrifying Gaze just for shutdown gold.
Taking down his Oceanic brethren in Destiny. As Destiny looked at him funny, Harry looked at him funnier, and Destiny is now on the gray screen. As that smite gone from C9 as well. Free Baron for TL.
Easy, too, because with Cassiopeia, one of the things with Cassio, what we used to see way back in the time when she was meta, is how fast she sinks her teeth into Baron and deletes it.
It's not even DeAndre's either. It's at Ludens. I mean, that just melts. It doesn't even matter at this point.
Yeah.
C9, again, just trying to stretch out the map. No, they cannot fight this Cassiopeia. And I gotta say, this pick for Harry. He always knows when it's a Cassio angle. This has been a hell of a Cassio angle in this game. He's been doing so much work. As this was a grim game for TL at the start.
It was.
Their bot lane got smoked by with the help of Shaden. Top lane, Shaden was able to get both flashes out too. Darshan was chasing down Bradley consistently. It really was Harry that was the only winning lane, and what TL built their entire mid-game strategy around, just hovering Harry inside, making sure he was always safe, always able to step up, and always able to use the lead that he granted himself in the laning phase. And now TL has built a 7k gold lead for themselves around Harry in this Cassiopeia, and are looking to get Soul.
Should be able to fight around it pretty easily, as now Shaden again, the one caught out, bounced around. Shaden's supposed to be the one catching you out, but it's always Harry.
Armeo plus Yon. They sync up. They get a freebie onto the Zac. That's going to be turrets falling, and TL, they don't care about that dragon yet. They're going to utilize this Baron as long as they can to push. Darshan does get something in return in the top side, but TL's fine with that. They're going to win overall.
They got Baron.
It's at least one inhibitor going down.
At least. There might be even more with how fast they take that down. Armeo is getting chased down by King, using the redemption to heal him up as well. Should be dead. They'll pick up the kill onto the Monkey King, but what's happening in their base? They're losing it. It's only Copy there to defend it. There goes one next turret, easily taken with the help of that cannon minion on the other side.
TL will retreat. Their old TP coming in. TP coming in.
TP coming in. There's going to be a TP answered. Bradley will be here, but look at Darshan. Looking to hunt him down. Has to be careful because he got the last embrace on top of him.
Big W.
They don't want to continue, though. Harry is so difficult to deal with, and unless you can immediately obliterate Cassiopeia, the snake's going to rustle all your jimmies and make sure that you are dead.
It was a big W from Ayla there. That root kind of saved them. As C9 are looking to snag this dragon over TL.
They have to.
There, another TP coming in.
As you can see, Bradley is on the other side. A little bit of a dance around this, but this is where Harry thrives in these corridors when it's tight and easy. Darshan dives into the backline, but he's grounded by the miasma and puts down the Grand Challenge onto Bradley. Getting a little bit of damage, but Bradley still alive. And Harry on the other side, chasing down Copy, but he's rooted, pulled back in. But no way, he's got the damage. He's always going to be safe. And now Armeo, having respawned, will join the fight. And Dragon Soul will go Team Liquid Honda's way.
Honestly, I think C9, they had to look their got cold feet, weren't able to pull the trigger in full, never really found the angle they felt like they could turn into a winning team fight. So TL waited out, they take the soul, and now back to full control. They have a couple seconds left on the Baron. Never mind, it's gone to the wayside.
Should still get the turret, though.
Yeah, it's still mid-inner, and they have the bot inhibitor down as well. They can take top outer if they rotate up here, too. You can see King heading for the hills, knowing that that's the next play for TL. He's late to the play, so Romeo should be able to at least crash this in, and TL is just going to take a full reset.
Full resets for Team Liquid, even getting full resets essentially for Cloud9, because what else can they do? There's nothing to fight on the map for yet. 2.5 minutes until Baron will spawn with their inhibitor dead in bot lane. It's always something they gotta now deal with. They have to worry without their own TPs being up. They can't really just send someone to clear the minions and then also join in the around the fights.
Look at that gold diff mid.
Ooh, baby.
Harry. Oh my goodness, Harry, 616. It's feeling like more he's 666 if you're C9 staring him down, because he really feels like the devil. For C9 this game, he has broken everything that C9 has wanted to do with how far ahead he's gotten ahead on the Snake. And C9 just can't chop the head off the Snake. A TL that's really chasing them back to their base, getting every lead possible this game. As it's going to be handshakes until Baron spawns, but you got to believe TL are going to have full map advantage to set up on this Baron. As C9 at the moment.
King. There's going to be the calling on to Bradley.
That's big.
But they got the pick on the other side. Shaden will have the Bloblets pop, but will the rest of the team be there to save his life? It's going to be a tidal wave. They've got one kill, but now Darshan in the backline, getting some damage onto Armeo. He heals up with a grand challenge and flashed away so he wouldn't die, but he's still taking a hell of a beating from Harry. Harry turning into a Hydra, someone unkillable in any of these fights.
And again, Harry, he just walked in between C9, walked right at the bot lane, split the fight, forced Darshan out. I will say C9 do trade up in that 1-for-1 trade. It was a very good find from King with the help of Destiny, but it's just not enough. And again, TL are too far ahead at this point of the game. It's just C9. They lost map control. They can't spread them out, can't 1-3-1. And TL are just benefiting from it. One more reset TL can take before they set up for this Baron. So we're going to see Ayla take that time to get some wards back, maybe get a few control wards to his name as well. And we'll see if C9 has any hope, as Harry is halfway to being full build on Cassiopeia. Woo!
He's nearly there.
Yeah.
Just one more component and a little bit of extra gold on top of it. Now, there will be a Void Staff in that inventory, so even if you're trying to now build up that magic resist, it is way too late to do anything against Harry.
What a game from him. Again, 5-pick. The only winning lane. Able to carry this all the way through. As C9, it was good early plans, but just didn't end up amounting to enough. TL fought back in the mid-game, built that lead around Harry, and now TL are looking to close it, looking to move to a filthy 27-7 in our Academy split as our defending champion, with a win here over C9.
Not over just yet. Shaden took a bit of damage, but they put plenty of damage back onto Yon. They look like they want to contest this Baron. They don't want to let it just go into Team Liquid Honda's hands. They've got Darshan on a potential flame. But he's got to be careful because there's Armeo.
There it is.
Getting the flashes out of so many people. They bounce around kill cover before the demonic ascension even happens. So Shaden will die. Darshan getting distance away. A nice bubble might save his life, but it will not save the game. They've gotten everything they need to. Team Liquid Honda have minions in the bot lane, minions in mid lane, and they have the damage to end this series at 2-0 to cement their first seed.
TL is just too good. That Wukong Yasuo combo, the wind wall in the choke, cuts off any hope that C9 can pump damage back at TL. Now it's down a couple members. This should be it.
This should be it, and they're getting damage on to Darshan. It's Ayla whittling away at him, and now King diving back towards his base, but will die to the parlay with a nice kill coming in from Ayla. It is a game, it is a series completely won and clinched by Team Liquid Honda Academy, our #1 seed for Proving Grounds.
Harry Poggers, baby. That's all I got to say. He conquered the Basilisk and used it to his own right. Took the Fang, used it in the C9. And my God, what a game from Harry again. You talk to anyone in the TL camp, they say Harry always deserves more credit. Harry, we can't give you enough credit after putting up a performance like that against C9. The ability for TL, one winning lane that they were able to get off of the first 10 minutes of the game, to build an entire lead around that in the mid game. That's how good this team is in the mid game. That's how much you have to be concerned about them moving into PG. The best early game team that we have in the league, even when they get behind early, can still make the decisions as we move later into the game to get themselves back ahead. Exactly what we saw from TL there. An impressive 2-0 over C9.
There's a reason why they won Proving Grounds in the first place in spring, and there's a reason why they are our #1 seeded team going into this summer's Proving Grounds. A team that stuck together through thick and thin, completely dominating all competition. We're going to toss a break. When we come back, we'll have an interview with the victorious team, Liquid Honda Academy. Make sure you stay tuned.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to our Verizon post-game interview. I'm sitting down with Harry from Team Liquid Honda. First off, 2-0. Great stuff coming out. Looking ahead now into Proving Grounds. With how Team Liquid's been playing, I wouldn't be surprised to see you in finals. I won't even ask about that. But I am curious if there's a team in particular that you think is going to be meeting you in finals.
Yes, although we did take out C9 today, I do think C9 is a top contender for finals. Also, right below us, 100 Thieves, and we play them tomorrow as well. So I think it'll be a very fun series to end the academy season. But I'm mainly thinking about those two teams. I thought CLG would be stronger, but they have been losing a lot recently. So I think they're another team to watch out for, but they're not performing. So yeah.
Okay, so talking about CLG being a team that you could think could put up a fight in Proving Grounds, though they haven't been performing in Academy. Why is that?
Sorry, what was the question?
Yeah, why do you think of CLG being a team that could be putting up a fight in Proving Grounds,
right.
even if the Academy record isn't that great?
Yeah, I mean, so they did end first last bit. I guess they have a different roster now, but I think they have strong individual players. I think like the top and mid is especially strong. I think the bot has been playing well as well. I just think like they're not like Heavy's not really like he's not really like suiting in with the team that well. So like they're not really playing around the jungle that well. So I think that's what they lack right now, and they don't really seem like they're playing like a team. So I think if they get better in that aspect, they should be a strong team because they have strong individuals. So.
Okay. And we'll go back to talking about Cloud9 at least a little bit. I heard in particular that you like playing up against Copy. Can you tell me a little bit as to why that is?
Copy, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, first of all, I guess he hit rank 1 in CQ, so I think big respect for that. Also, like he's a mid laner that's like everyone has their eyes on. Like he has a lot of like public eyes on him, and I think he's been playing really well for C9, and I think he's very stable. So he's really consistent, like on the stage games especially, and I guess I mean yeah, I think those are the reasons why it's fun versing him, but I think the biggest reason is the rank 1 CQ. So yeah.
Okay. Like that. All right. Well, I can see everyone in the background peeking around. So next part of the interview, there's been quite a few nicknames that our casters have been giving you over the last few days. I know that you are aware of this, but I wanted to tell you the nicknames one by one and get you to rate them on a scale of 1 to 5, okay?
Yeah, sure.
All right. So first off, we have Harriet Dubman.
Okay. Wait.
Right. So rate it 1 to 5.
Oh, am I rating it? Okay.
Yes.
Probably a 2 because I don't even know what it is.
All right. And then Haza.
Oh, I mean, yeah, that's a more familiar one because that's what my support calls me a lot. Probably like 3 or 4. Maybe I'll give it a 4.
Okay, that's wholesome. Next, Dirty Harry.
I think 3 because it can mean in 2 ways, one in a good way and one in a bad way. So, yeah.
Oh, man. All right. And then the last one, which the casters really liked today, Harry Poggers.
I think I like that one. I'll give that one 5. Yeah, it's just a good thing.
All right. Nice. So you have 1.5 million nicknames. Does anyone else on the team have any fun nicknames or?
I think usually it is my support that has the nicknames for me, and it's a thing that we brought from Order. So yeah, I think he said this on yesterday's interview as well. But like I don't know, it's like the hash kebab or like things like that. Yeah, it's just I find it funny, so I like it. But yeah, I think that's like the main one. He says a lot.
Okay, now if you had to give anyone on your team a nickname, who would it be and why?
So I say this to Bradley a lot, but a lot of people call him Chadley, and I think it's just really fitting for his name, and like the way he's playing right now, I think he's playing really well. So I like Chadley. I call him that too sometimes. So that's my favorite one.
That's a good one. I like that one a lot. Well, I'll let you go because it'll be another exciting game tomorrow. Thank you so much for talking with me. Have a great rest of your night.
Thank you.
All right, back over to the desk. You definitely had your fair share of nicknames, but I'm glad we got a new one for someone else on the team with Chadley.
Yeah. Shout out to our wonderful producer Joey who came up with Harry Poggers yesterday. I gave him the shout out at the start, but now since Harry likes it, we got to do it again. So Joey's in our ear on the Academy stream. Yeah, shout out to him. So yeah, that was a good one. That very clever. Glad that Harry's getting some more nicknames and respect. I think he really deserves it. He's been playing very well.
Yes.
Yeah, the 5 out of 5 stars. That's a good endorsement. But now that we're at the end of today, and this, of course, being the Academy stream, we have this opportunity to recap how things went over both on our day and over on the other streams. Of course, our stream, a lot of fun, but the Path to LCS stream, those matches were for that 6th place spot, and FlyQuest taking that 2-0 over Immortals, as FlyQuest is done and dusted as the 6th spot going into this Not Magical.
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm pretty sure right there that just clinches that they will have the 6th spot, that Immortals will be in the bottom 4, which is a bit unfortunate, but Immortals have had quite the slide in the second part of the round robin, so it has been an unfortunate look for them. Hopefully they can turn that around, get that confidence going back into the play-ins, use that time to step up their game to the level we've seen them in the past. They are one of our teams that made it to the top 4, and they only made one roster swap in the offseason.
Yeah. Well, any of these recaps, anything stand out to you? Cubby is a little odd, or anything that surprises you?
FlyQuest IMT, that's a big win. I'm curious about the EG TSM split, especially because I saw a highlight clip where Rafa said a bad word, but it was really hype. So I'm looking forward to going back and seeing that one live. Yeah, he pulled a U, Mad Magical. It was a base race, so yeah.
Oh, okay, that's understandable then.
Yeah.
It was a hype.
So anyway, going into our schedule though, as I know that we do have, or standings. Do we have schedule standings? Where are we at?
Yes.
Where are we at, Sierra?
Yeah, we have the schedule next year. You're getting a little ahead of yourselves here, but so what is it about this schedule that's like, oh my god, I need to talk about this right now?
TL 100 Thieves?
Yeah.
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 That's it. Tune in. You see the time. If you are still here, mark your calendars. It's on twitch.tv/PathToLCS. You got to watch that series.
Yeah, that'll honestly be really good, especially considering you were talking about the fact that we're getting to see TL face off against the 2 of the other top teams that are competing. A real indication of how things are going to be going down in Proving Grounds, which should be good. And at this point, too, no implications for that 6th spot. Be a good day to just get that practice in, see how these teams are looking as one of their final forms before Proving Grounds. But yeah, this is second to last day, Cubby.
Well, I do have to say, it might be the second to last day, but the last day, that is a big match tomorrow. And I will just throw out there before we wrap up here, Ayla on Twitter locked in first and said, I will destroy 100 Thieves tomorrow. So it still means something for TL. I like it. It is two of our MVP front runners. So I think that AO really wants to send a message that he feels like he's deserving for the award. I'm really excited to see our two top squads go toe-to-toe. I think C9's a great squad. I think they played well today, even with the O2. But we get another chance to test our top dogs tomorrow against 100 Thieves. Also, Mad Magical. It is the final day.
It is the final day.
Not every match matters when it comes to standings.
No, it does not.
You know what that means?
Fiestas?
We might see some for fun games. And I got to say, we have 180 games in Academy. I wouldn't mind seeing 1 or 2 for fun games tomorrow. I'm going to be real. If there are no stakes, I'm here for it.
Send the tweets, so tag the teams, let them know that that's what you want to see going into tomorrow. And
I get one team fight to play-by-play. That's my. If it is a for fun game, I will work that out with Deserex tomorrow.
All right.
It's my treat.
Bet. Well, that's all for tomorrow. Thanks everyone so much for tuning in. Make sure to come back tomorrow at the Academy and the Path to LCS channel for your last day of Academy and your look at these teams before we head into Proving Grounds. Thanks, Cubby and Magical, for being awesome as always, and Production for being absolutely top-notch. Aw, thank you. So yeah, we'll see you all tomorrow. Hope you all have a fantastic rest of your night. Good night.